Hello and welcome to yet another cast. Today I have for you another game played on Rock's Mapgen. A lot of the casts I seem to be recording today are apparently on Mapgen. It's a custom 6v6. Would be good if it was a 6v6 matchmaker, I guess. But yeah, let's get into player introductions. For the northern team, let's start up here with the red player, Lord Ruffle. As going Cyprian, opening first land, and as already said, going in red. Then let's go to the west. We have Cole in dark blue as Seraphim, going Seraphim. Going first land. Yes, I already mentioned that that they went Seraphim, or that he went Seraphim. Then to the south of that we have BRS DCC 97. I'm probably just gonna call them BRS. In white, also Seraphim, also opening first land. Then to the east of that we have, again, Yaxos, who has already been featured in my last cast. Opening first land in brown, going UEF. Then down south in yellow we have Twitchy Mofo, and going Seraphim, opening first land. And to the south of that we have Darabus in cyan, opening first land, going UEF. Okay, that's team 1. Let's see team 2. Again, let's start down here in the corner. We have in orange, Raw X Legit, again, going Seraphim, opening first land. To the north of that we have Hyper in Cybran, in this darkish green, opening first land. Then down here in the south we have Rekatha in pink, going UEF, opening first land. To the north we have Warlock in this greyish green, opening first land as Cybran. And then to the north of that we have Bark in grey as Cybran, opening first land and already moving towards the middle. And north of that we have Shirakami, sorry. I think I may have just pronounced that completely wrongly in the last cast. Completely sorry about that. Going Aeon, opening first land in purple. Right, first comp's already moving towards the middle. And now let's take a look at reclaim numbers. There are some larger clumps of reclaim spread around the middle, with a little bit of reclaim spread around and dotted around the small hills. Right. Some more spam factories already going out for Darabus and basically everyone else. Well, Darabus, Tachimova, who not actually yet for BRS and Carl. But yeah, Air Factory obviously already out for Lord Ruffle, who is the air player, as well as Yaxos, who is also support air player, or second air player. Air players for the second team also already having their stuff, their air factories. So yeah, basically what you'd expect right now. So maybe I can take a look at the ratings. We have the lowest rated, I believe, is Bark at 1k rating. And the highest rated is, I think, BRS at 2000. Yes. I think that's that, yeah. Okay. And this time we also don't seem to have a mirror balance, we actually seem to have a... Never mind, there's no... it's just that down south we have a 600 against 600, up north we have Carl at 1300 against Shirakami at 1700, so that's definitely a rating mismatch right there. Okay. Transport out from Yaxos with some engineers. Not sure where those are where they intend to go with those. Maybe try to get this reclaim field. There's already a bunch of stuff out from Lord Orville, as well as Warlock. And apparently Raider, PD, and immediate factory to try and deal with that, but Warlock appears to have already noticed that and is already moving in against that, so that's not going to work out too well. In the meantime, Rock's Legit has a transport out themselves, which is moving somewhere further north. And Warlock just reclaiming this PD to get the maximum amount of mass out, I guess. But also taking quite a bit of damage due to that. Okay. Some expansion being done. Most of the core stuff has been already claimed. These 3 maxes still need to be claimed, but I think they are already queued up. Well, this one isn't, but these 2 are. So that's fine. And right, there has been Warlock has been quite aggressive with this position up here, and that's now being pushed by Tochimofo. This game is luckily quite a bit shorter than the last one, so it's hopefully and also not quite as many players in it. So I will hopefully have an easier time keeping up with this. Right, Rock's Legit seems to still have not dropped every engineer with that was in that transport. So yeah. And someone is down to half health. The ACUs just pointed that out. I'm not sure who. Might have been in regards to Warlock. T2 has been achieved by ACUs though, as well as by Lord Ruffle. And Erebus is now taking quite a bit of damage from Macafel and their army, with Tochimofo's ACU now also moving in to try and support. So looking for the Saffron team, we have T2 currently still going up for Rock's Legit, and also still going up for Hyper. So Northern team ahead on the air attack. In T2 land, yes, Erebus has finished T2 land. And okay, there's no T2 land up yet for Tochimofo. There is T2 land out from BRS. And no T2 land out from Call. In the south, no T2 land out from Wakafa. T2 land has been achieved by Warlock. Unsurprisingly, as the highest rated player of the team, they already have that. Right, Wakafa being quite low on health right now, potentially going down, or not, surviving at just about 400 HP. But T2 has also already been achieved by Bark and by Shirikami. But yeah, Yaxos is now quite low on health. At 900, 800, oh, 700. Will we see an attraction here? No. They do actually survive. And there's no level of veterancy, so that is going to be much easier to survive now as well. A PD turret being thrown out by Erebus, trying to not get air sniped. A reasonable idea. But Yaxos, of course, falling back now, since that is not really where you want to be. Warlock at right now getting gun, but being under siege from the forces of BRS and Tochimofo. Having just about finished gun and just got level veterancy, so being just before dying, so actually surviving this. Right. Darabus and Tochimofo are also falling back. And Yaxos getting nano. A decent idea due to that very low HP pool. And also being supported from Darabus. 30 seconds left on that. And ooh, there's a sneaky ACU coming in from Hyper, being dropped in. So let's see what that does. I think this will actually explain what happened here, because when checking this replay I was very confused what happened to these ACUs. Hyper has gun and nano, and is now pushing Tochimofo, who is and of course none of these ACUs have guns, so they are all taking full damage here and can't really fire back. Tochimofo going down. That puts Yaxos at low HP as well. Due to and now there are also Wolfus coming in. Potentially trying to get Darabus down to control K territories. Yaxos about, yes, now also dying, and Hyper surviving with just enough health at just above 2000 health, or 2400, and thus killing 3 ACUs with 1 drop. So very effective right there. A very deadly comp drop. And now there's a land push coming in to the base that once belonged to Darabus, taking out the T2P gens that have been finished. And some T1 BD is being thrown up, but that of course does not really have the range to help defend against that too well. So yeah. The power went down, so that has to be rebuilt, I guess. On the other hand, BRS is now on quadruple base, pulling in a impressive 327 mass. Not too surprising considering the fact that they are on triple base. And if I take a look at total at economies, Team 1 is actually ahead on current mass production. However, we'll have to see how long it actually lasts with the constant assaults on the other flanks. And Roxygid just went down to BRS, probably to the BD, since BD is very much deadly. And yeah. That is somewhat of an equalizing blow, but not quite. But I was checking economies. Okay, Team 1 now pulled ahead with 100 mass more. I don't know where that just suddenly came from. Might be reclaim related, but if it isn't, that would be an impressive jump. Maybe a lot of maxes just finished upgrading. Total mass produced is also in... wait, Team 1 is the... Yeah, okay, Team 1 is Northern Team. Never mind, that does actually make sense. They were ahead, and yeah, okay. Don't mind me just being stupid. They are also ahead on total mass produced. And yeah. So Eco is looking great. And of course, with the 2K having most of that economy, that is a very scary prospect for the Southern team. Since 2K rated players usually have APM to throw around. Dujimofo pointing out that BRs should be careful with tag snipes. A very good call, because taking out the highest rated player now would put the Southern team at an even bigger advantage. And Hyper now moving up their com to support Warlock, who is now getting nano. In the meantime, the North is looking quite static and not too much going on, and surprisingly in favor of Call, even though they have the lower rating. But there is a large T2 push of Obsidians now moving through, so that may just sweep the area. In the meantime, T3 air has been achieved by Laurel Ruffle and by BRS. For the Southern team, T3 air has also been achieved by Warlock and by Hyper. So both teams do have T3 air. And Yaxos pointing out the position of tactical missile launchers somewhere. But there's a triple J, probably trying to take out this forward position, since trebuchets are of course very strong at taking out reinforced positions. Not so much at anything else, but they are just like tactical missile launchers, of course, intended to break firebases. And an Omni has already been built up by Laurel Ruffle, so they can see basically everything that's going on. Are there any experimentals being built? At 15 minutes and with one player having 400 mass, it would seem like a not too bad call to actually build an experimental. But that does not seem to be the case right now. T3 land has been achieved, but no experimentals yet. So yeah. And more trebuchets now coming in, so that sheet will probably not hold for much longer. Especially if it's being hit this often, it obviously also can't regenerate, since shields don't regenerate shortly after taking damage. But this game seems to be cooling down a little bit now. There is some PD being thrown up by, not by Hyper, by Warlock, in order to basically secure this position. And I hear Bomber. Sounds like a strat. I'm not sure where. And there's tactical missiles now taking out some Maxes right there. That's the word, Maxes. So yeah, two comes right here in the middle, and where's the missile launcher? Right, it's right here. Not sure what that strat was. At least I think it was a strat. Might have also just been a Seraphim T1 bomber, because they sound annoyingly similar. But this server is definitely having paid for itself with 2.5k mass killed. And still getting more kills. And Seraphim PD now trying now taking out some engines, I think, right here. The Zeppelin area has now been taken over by Wackerthor, which makes sense since the players who would have contested it died long ago. And Carl is now getting T3 and has a chicken queued up. At over 300 mass income, that is a very good move. And the northern team still has around 100 mass lead. Or nearly 100 mass lead. T3 air now also out from Carl. And with that, every player on the northern team does have T3 air. I don't see any other T3 air out right now. Any other players, so yeah. But an experimental just finished for BRS. Right, it's a chicken. And Twitchy pointing out that they can probably win if they use the chicken to get some kills, which seems like a very decent strategy. There are, however, now also some bricks out from Warlock, but of course nowhere near enough to kill a chicken. And I can't see any counter-experimental currently being built. I may just be missing it, but I don't think there is currently any experimental under construction for the northern team. Doesn't look like it. Of course, there's a second chicken already under construction for Carl. Anything else worth? No. Anything else important currently going on? Not really. Here's the chicken. And I think Hyper just went back on the transport to fall back again, but BRS being on top of his air game noticed and immediately dived for it with their ASF, thus taking it out. Which is a bit problematic, of course, for the Southern team, since that is now slowly equalizing kills. So, yeah. Right, the chicken is actually taking quite a bit of damage. There are quite a few bricks here now. Lol Ruffle pointing out the position of ACUs. And there is a monkey at 90% for someone. Not sure if that's a... Right, that was this monkey for Warlock. Just pointed out, since of course that would pose a threat to the UFO who has that has already taken quite a bit of damage. There's now at the same time a push in the south with some of the UEF tech, taking out a few Maxes and some Titans. The push is completely, or is primarily T2 with some T1 mixed in, but it seems to be quite effective right now. And there are quite a few Maxes going down now. And I don't believe that the singular pulses will actually be sufficient to deal with that. Shirakami now pushing in the north, right through here. Through these mountains and getting the flank of BRS. That is now moving north and potentially getting Kao now. An air response is going to be quite hard since there are multiple Redeemers in here, so you would need a sizable air force. And there's now also a attack coming in from here, so it's basically a pincer attack, probably with the intention of taking out Carl, who is now taking heavy damage from the Harbingers and the Obsidians and is about to die. There it is. There was a strat, however, that got shot down by Redeemers, I believe. And now it's a 2v1, not 2v1, a 2v4. A Monkey Lord moving south to deal with this push, with one Monkey Lord already being here. That push did actually get quite far, taking out most of this and taking out a whole bunch of build power and also the T2 power in the space, as well as the air factory. But yeah, in the end it just became a whole bunch of mess for Rockefeller to reclaim. And now there are two monkeys moving in, pushing against the northern team, yes. The push in the north still has not been cleaned up, and there isn't really a whole lot to clean up with. Just a whole bunch of Suis, which will probably not do a great job at cleaning up that army. Warlock getting yet another monkey. Just throwing them out. And finishing that. And now starting a Maglev, okay. There is a Fat Boy in the works for BIS, but that's still quite a bit off and is currently paused. And the monkey just finished for Lol Ruffle. But I'm not too sure if there is currently anything to deal with the Monkey Lords coming in from the south. Or somewhat middle, somewhat south. Okay, there is the Orthofa here apparently survived. Not getting the, not actually dying on the push. But the three monkeys down here, of course, are currently somewhat uncontested. There's a Fatboy about to finish, but Fatboys don't trade too well with monkeys since the monkey's faster. And even if it takes a whole bunch of damage before reaching the Fatboy, the ATPS from the laser is still enough to easily kill that Fatboy quickly. Okay, some tower defense now going up for Lorofo. And more chickens being built. Right, the monkey now is now moving into the flank of this push. Also, there have been quite a few T2RTs being thrown up, which may have created a large no man's land. The chicken immediately targeting the first monkey, but being targeted by all of the monkeys losing its HP very quickly, and also going down now, with most of the army right there being dead. In the meantime, there has been another push out from Shiragami that tried to get through here, but that has been caught by a whole bunch of broadswords and a Monkey Lord. So that will probably not get too much done. It will, however, heavily damage this Monkey Lord, limiting the damage that can do on a future push. the base up here still has not been fully retaken, though there are a whole bunch of engineers currently reclaiming it. And BRS annoyed at their teammates. Well, I mean, most of the team died quite early, but I mean, a lot of that stuff was not as avoidable as you might suspect, like the triple comm kill down here. So, yeah. Like, that basically just completely screwed them over. There is an Warsaw currently being built by Warlock. But I'm not sure if the Warlock actually has air control, so yeah. There's currently an airfight going on, and I think it's going in favor of the northern team. So that Warsaw is will only have limited effectiveness. Yeah. Okay, now there is also a Fat Boy, which is harassing these bricks. They are hover bricks and does have a pretty high HP pool. And obviously hard to kill with that. There's a chicken somewhere. There is another large push coming in here in the north, which this time doesn't really have anything to counter it. Like, that monkey is not gonna counter this many hobbies. So yeah, that will cause a lot of issues. Another Fat Boy finished right here, which is now pushing onto Wackerfall. But currently the northern team is already struggling with just holding what it has, and extending further currently doesn't seem like a possibility. Team 2 is now also head on Eco with a around 500 mass advantage, roughly, which again makes it even harder for the northern team to keep up, since they are now not even behind on mass. Where's the chicken? Right. The chicken right here is now killing the reclaim entries that were moving behind the push. Of course, those aren't worth too much, but it does deny the reclaim for now. So, yeah. Bug going teleporter, which honestly doesn't really seem like the play right now. Like, the northern team is currently just digging in, so I think the best solution right now would just be to build stuff to break the position and push in through the opening that leaves. Right. Was finished and is now attacking this stuff, attacking the army of BRS. And yeah. But okay, yeah, there are quite a few ASF, and I think they are now targeted on that. But there are also a whole bunch of SAMs now, so chasing that is gonna lose all of the air. Right, Wagner going for tally. And not going for tally, going for laser. Again, I would say that this is probably a massive misplay, because the northern team currently is already struggling holding as is, and I don't think there's really a reason to risk your comm by tallying in. Especially with this many strats. Though I'm pretty sure they don't know that there are strats there. But still, that is quite a massive risk for a game which already seems pretty decisive right now. Like, it seems pretty clear that the 7th team is probably gonna win this, with all these pushes currently going on. Or they are currently winning this, so it is very much questionable to go for that. And now there's a whole bunch, and here we have a whole bunch of strats going in on... I don't know what those strats are going in on, to be honest. They're going in on something, alright? I just have no clue what that actually is. Right, I think it may be the comm of Warlock. And they actually get that. But BRS died to something or left the game or something like that. Probably they may have just left the game after this push breaking through, so yeah. But yeah, that makes Italian Snap even worse of an idea, because now you are only up against one player, and there is really no good reason to risk your comm against one player while you're winning this match. But yeah, Bark already down to half health, currently killing a P-Gen. And that can't go horribly, killing a P-Gen you're standing directly next to. And all the strats just taking that out. Now, when judging that tally thing, I had the foresight of knowing that this was going to happen. At the same time, I think it was still pretty obvious that that was not going to end well. And also that was an unnecessary risk at this stage. But now another land push coming in from Shirikami that's now basically getting right into the main base of Lower Waffle. Another land push coming in from the south from Rekethal. And yeah, with that they will probably just break any defenses that were left. Like, yeah, there are some strats out, but those can't really deal with the flag. Okay, the Rifle is trying to use Jesters to defend, but there are Redeemers which basically just one-shot it, and there's also flag, and there's the recall. With the Southern team winning this pretty handily now. I hope you enjoyed this game, or this cast. This was streamed live over on Twitch. I would link my Twitch if YouTube didn't screw me over with not allowing me to put that stuff in my description, to put links in my description. So that will have to wait a while, but once I can actually put that in, I will add it. And yeah, I hope to see you again in a future cast. Until then, bye!